Peace to the saints. We are back with another discussion. This time we have a real live Black woman here. And what precisely would you like to discuss?
Just your thoughts on Black women being angry and potentially deserving kind of what what ensued in that video. So obviously I think there was a guy that was just hitting these women. I couldn't see why that happened. I couldn't see the beginning of it. But I think you were like something like, well, we're there to protect Black women, but sometimes, the way they behave, they're a bit ratchet or something, and sometimes they can deserve that. And so obviously as a Black woman, as you said, I was a bit caught off guard by that because I didn't necessarily agree, but I do understand that women in general, I don't think women in general should hit women or have violence towards men. Sorry, not women, men, because I think, like, I have a son, and so if any woman hit him, I think he has a right to defend himself. But I would hope that it would be kind of self-defense, which I couldn't see from that whether it was or not, and that's why I wasn't very strong in my comment to you. I was like, surely nobody should be hit, and yeah, so it would be interesting to kind of get your views because obviously we also live in different countries. Um, yeah,
Sure.
so I hope that makes sense.
So, number one, I was speaking to the situation of the Black American man and woman, and there is no doubt that both are in disrepair. In this particular case, we were seeing the high testosterone Black female behave like an animal, and I was addressing that. For the Black man and woman are a natural pair, and it is the Black man who is in a leadership position, which means that the Black woman is in the position of the follower, to be obedient and to be subject to the man. In their failing to do so, they don't get the protections of a man. And what I explained in that video is that for the Black woman to be under our protection, they must be under our leadership. And as they refuse to do so, they're going to experience various consequences, which you saw in that video. But I will at some point play the video. But so far, do you have any objections to what was noted?
Well, it's the term leadership, because don't you? Well, maybe you wouldn't agree because you're not a woman, but for me as a woman to feel that I should be submissive, so to speak, or follow a man, I need him to feel protected by him. And if you don't feel protected by him, especially Black women, we don't feel protected. Um, that could lead to women acting in a way that they shouldn't. But at the same time, I don't think that should result in them being hit and or anyone.
Well, that's a misrepresentation of my position. I've not said that at all. So that has come out of your mouth and out of your mind and perhaps from your background. But most importantly, I must concede that I look at the situation as follows. Uh, are you an oncologist?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So if you were to get a cancer diagnosis, you probably wouldn't know how to treat the cancer. Would you agree?
That's correct.
Yes. The Black woman in America, and in fact, I'd say women increasingly throughout the West, they have a cancer of the mind. They know not how to treat it, but they pretend as though they are doctors who can self heal, and they find themselves digging themselves deeper into problems. And the sadness is that even women such as yourself, who, for this moment, you seem to be civil and polite, I know that any woman who agrees with me who disagrees with me is already on the wrong path. And your life, the reality of your life today will reflect that. I've never had a woman who's happily married to a good man and has children in a happy, healthy nuclear family who disagrees with me. I've never met you before. Would I be correct to say that you're not currently married to the father of your child?
That's correct.
Yes. And the reason that I know that you're not happily married to the father of your child is because you object to obedience. And it is the
I don't.
disobedient female who has. Okay, you're speaking while I'm speaking. So I'll stop speaking so that you can interrupt me. Go ahead.
No, I actually don't. I don't disagree with you. I think in a marriage or in a relationship that there are roles that men and women play, and I do believe you have to respect your partner, your man, and being an African, that is kind of the background that I come from. But I'm just saying that it still doesn't mean that violence is the answer. And I think that's for me where the issue lies. I don't think we're speaking necessarily in completely opposite things, but it's just for me the act of violence. That's what I have an issue with.
Well, that is not what you have an issue with. I would forward that you're an unruly woman and you are oriented on being disobedient, and you will find any explanation to make an excuse for your disobedient and unruly nature. And because of that, there can be no reasoning with you. You've misrepresented my position and suggested that I've spoken of violence toward women, which I've done none of the sort, and I would not. I've never committed it, and I've also never spoken in favor of it. To be clear for everyone watching, you're referring to a video whereby you see about 10 high testosterone, disobedient, unruly, wildebeest Black females descending upon one single man who is in fact wearing a shirt that says what on it?
I actually didn't see what it said.
It said security. His shirt said security, which means that he was the authority there. He was the order. He was the law. And they were rebelling against man's law and their typical nature. And in fact, they were trying to jump him. And he was not only establishing order, but also protecting himself. So you've mischaracterized what I've said, because your nature itself is unruly and disobedient. And it's not until you're willing to accept goodness, purity, and a man's leadership that you can even comprehend my words or comprehend the world around you.
Can I interject then? Is it okay for me to speak?
I yield the floor to you.
Yeah, thank you. And so why do you think I'm disobedient? Because I think that's a bit of an unfair.
It's not that I think. I've seen you a million times. I know you, in fact, better than you know yourself, which is why I said to you, madam, I've never met you. I don't know your name. I don't know your ethnicity. I don't know your location. But I do know that you're a single mother and you're not with the father of your child. It's like, how could I possibly know that?
I'm not a single mother, actually.
By your definition, you're not a single mother, but by my definition, you are a single mother, because I do not believe in mixing paternal blood, which is to say, once a woman has been planted in by one man, it's a wrap. You do not bring another man around that child. You put the child at risk. You should probably look at the data on children being sexually abused by males in their home who are not their blood related father. That is not proper. That is against my law. That's why I say you're a single mother, because you're not with the father of that child. And procreation is marriage.
That's your